Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and turn back on the sight on everyone right now. So I drove down. I drove down and I saw that there were in fact another command center here. So I'm gonna move these Hellions, move them back over, and then park it. Try to take down some of those SCVs. SCVs quickly just getting back into that command center, and command center now lifting back up off the ground and trying to find another place where it can hide. So Bolvar is a very, I guess I would say, how would I say this? Bolvar really wants to expand. He's just like, he just loves to expand, and he likes to play the out macro game, and I cannot do an out macro game, as you guys know. Vikings now being produced from the double starport. If you're going to be massing Vikings, I highly suggest you go Reactor Core. Reactor Core allows you to build two Vikings or two Medivacs at that same time right now. On the other hand, I am building those Banshees and Battlecruiser. So moving out the Battlecruiser, I know it's massive. I do not know if it's technically armored and massive. I believe it is. So those Vikings will be able to take that down very easily. Right now, Orbital Command sitting right in here. I'm trying to display, or well, display back over here, right here. So I have that Orbital Command building SCVs, trying to send them over to this mineral line. As this replay starts to freeze, I wonder why. Anyways, my apologies once again. I do have some Medivacs over here. The Medivacs healing up that Reaper once again, and just giving me a little bit of sight. I accidentally built the Medivacs. Didn't really want them, as I'm turning this into an air game right now. But I say, hey, you know what? I have Medivacs. Might as well do some scouting and scout out any of those other additional expansions right now. I also have the Orbital Command is maxed out on energy. My fault for not getting additional supply or doing a scanner sweep. If I scanner sweep this corner over here, I would have definitely found it. I have Hellions all around the map trying to figure out what exactly it can do. And oh, Bolvar setting up another expansion over here on the bottom right hand side after I scanned. So I do not see that he has an expansion over here. So Bolvar once again loving expansions, plopping another one down over here. And right now Vikings now moving out across the map, just trying to play it safe. On the other hand, or my Medivac's now trying to move over here and trying to pick up and drop off those Hellions in this position to try to take down all of these SCVs. Already Bolvar pretty much back up to even on SCV count. Vikings currently up in the air, and things just not looking good for me at this point. Here, Medivacs are going to be coming in. I think the Vikings pulling back over to that far hand side. Medivacs luckily not running into those Vikings, and I'm going to be losing those. How many? Am I going to be able to drop them all? Yes, I'm able to drop them all, and here I am able to start shooting those SCVs. So able to just destroy those SCVs right now, trying to take them down. Vikings are not going into that ground mode for some reason. I don't think he realizes it, as I have another Hellion trying to destroy and attack over here. Now we have more Vikings coming in. Vikings going to be going into that assault mode, but I've already taken down a couple SCVs, and I'm now once again winning in this SCV race. Bolvar surprising me as I'm watching this replay more and more, that he had a fairly good idea of what was happening throughout the game, and I should take a couple pointers of him just trying to expand and and see if if my opponent can really keep track of all the expansions right now. But now I'm going to come back in, and he does have Vikings, so I'm going to come back in with Banshees. I do have Cloak upgraded, so I'm going to come back in with that Banshee, and now just try to fight back here. I'm going to Cloak, take down those Marines. Taking some damage. Down goes another Marine. Down goes that final Marine. And now I'm just going to be sitting here able to deal so much damage towards these poor SCVs right here. I also have a Battlecruiser sitting up here as well. Battlecruiser should probably be moving down over here, as the Battlecruiser, yeah, armored, mechanical, and massive. So its air-to-air attack is not as strong as its ground-to-air attack right now. So here comes Battlecruiser trying to fight back, trying to take down those SCVs. SCV is going to be taken down in just a second. So the Battlecruiser, not a good counter to air. Even Mutalisk, not a good counter right now. Battlecruiser trying to escape away, not going to be able to make it, gets taken out, but that one Banshee is still able to deal a lot of that damage right now. And I see a couple SCV stragglers right now, down to 27 SCVs. Wow, this expansion over here are pretty well mined right now, along with this expansion over here. So two expansions pretty well mined out, and here comes some Vikings. I think I'm going to once again Cloak. I don't know why I'm attacking the command center and not attacking the main building. I did not Cloak those early enough. Down goes one of those Banshees. Lose one Banshee needlessly. Cloak them. And now, am I going to do... Oh, my gosh. I take it down to 192, and then I don't finish it off. And that's really, really sad of me. So now trying to shoot back against those. The Vikings now able to have a scanner sweep, able to shoot back against some of my... no, I don't know, yeah, trying to shoot back right now. More Vikings coming in. That command center down to 130, 129 hit points. Trying to take down those SCVs. SCVs down to 116. Scanner sweep is out of energy once again. And I'm just continuing to have fun at this point right now. Still don't know about this expansion over here on the bottom right hand side. Trying to shoot down even more. And this final command center is going to be taken out. And that is the extent of the expansion to the top left hand side. So now 16 to 45 once again. My 7 Banshees able to deal a lot of that damage. I have more Banshees up in the air. Don't know why I'm not patrolling with those Banshees. Perhaps I'm concerned about anything else. If this was not an island, I would have scouted it out. We have another orbital command center now being built by Bolvar. So Bolvar wanting to use those scanner sweeps to try to stop any of those, any additional any additional Banshee attacks right now. So I have that Banshee now moving away, going to try to open up this front door. If I can open up this front door, I'm trying to mentally attack Bolvar by saying that, hey, I perhaps could come in with a fairly large army right now. But that is a lot of Vikings. That is, what, 12 Vikings? No, that's 10 Vikings right there. So 10 Vikings just sitting there. I think if I had just found this expansion right now, improper scouting on my part, not using that scanner sweep in my full on energy. At least I'm not full on energy. Right now, just trying to mine this out. I have too many SCVs over here at my expansion, or at my main base. There's only 3 mineral piles left, and I have just a tremendous amount of them. Building a command center over here to try to set up an additional one. And I think at one point in the game, yeah, I brought in another Reaper that was sitting here for quite a while. I just brought him up and then realized that the Marines were most likely gone, and just try to pick it off and just try to clean it up once again. So that was going to be the game. Once again, moving those Banshees out. Banshees are cloaked. I have a single Banshee sitting over here, and I have some SCVs being left behind that I left behind here. And those SCVs are going to come to play a very, very important role later on. Able to take down that final one of those supply depots, and now here comes that Banshee to try to finish off this game right now. Try to take down these buildings. Orbital command center taking a lot of damage. I wanted to try to take it down, and one of my how did I get revealed? Was it yeah, here the scanner sweep right there, and then once again no more energy. If I focus down this orbital command center, trying to take down those reactors finally being built into play, and now now here comes those the Hellions that I had left over to try to push in. I'm still sitting on a very, very large amount of gold, 4,000 gold. Still need to improve my macro. Minerals in the bank do nothing. Remember that. Remember that. Okay, scanner sweep, and then that final move is gone. Vikings gonna go back into the ground mode right now. Ground mode, just completely destroying these Hellions. Those Vikings dealing a lot of damage. Vikings are much better in their ground mode than in their than the Goliaths were in their ground mode. So that's important to remember right now. And Hellions now just finishing off those tanks. Even though they are 3 food each, I believe, and deal additional damage to massive or armored, it still wasn't enough right now. So a single Hellion here, still haven't done any scouting over here. I'm thinking that I have this game pretty much in the bag, but I should have realized that my opponent has a very, very large number of Vikings. He has to have the economy in order to be able to produce it somehow. So I have 2 siege tanks. I have a couple of Vikings up in the air as well, and now I have a single barrack sitting out here as a scout, and I see this attack coming in, trying to focus down some of those Vikings, able to take down one of them, and I quickly go into ground mode. I'm like, okay, are you going to try to attack me in ground mode? And he quickly takes down that barracks, and here's the rest of that Viking army. So he has a very large Viking army right now. It was at 19 Vikings. I did not realize he had this many Vikings. So, and he just comes into this position, and as I only have Hellions, those Hellions are quickly, even though they do deal splash damage, not enough to really fight back at this point. So I have a couple of Vikings in the air. I go into ground mode, try to focus these off and try to take this army, and there's an army left of 7 Vikings. So 7 Vikings left behind, and that is just devastating me right now. I'm trying to reinforce, trying to get more units into play. Really, really far behind, still sitting on 3,500 minerals, so I'm still able to just get additional units at this point. No Thors, no additional units. The Vikings are armored mechanical units, and now continuing the fight. I think if they're in the air, they're light. So mental note, they're in the air. They're like another Viking now in the air, and the Viking will try to focus down any additional reinforcements that come in. So I see 2 Vikings now coming in. I quickly try to focus it down, and I realize at some point that these are rallied in. So I'm going to try to focus down this 1 Viking, able to focus it down. Stay tuned for part 3 and the conclusion of this replay.